Hi, welcome to Sage Blue Tarot. Today is May 22nd, 2021. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the collective reading using tarot, asking what does collective need to know today? And then shuffling. What does collective need to know today? All right, first card that I'm getting is the Eight of Swords upright. With this card, I'm seeing that maybe your mind is going to be playing tricks on you and try to tell you that things are a certain way when they actually aren't. I'm kind of getting the sense that a lot of illusions will be present today. Getting the Seven of Cups reversed. So a lot of mystery today, a lot of the unknowns. And I feel like this is just a really good time to practice faith, right? To practice that even if you can't see a solution right now, that you can handle it. Like whatever it is that's thrown at you, like you've got this, you can handle it. You're given tests that are pretty much at the same level that you are right now. So as you're spiritually advancing and going on in your life and leveling up and learning more and applying it and integrating and doing all the work, more tests are going to keep being thrown at you, right? Because this is kind of the name of the game right now. It's kind of about, I think, just learning to adapt to change, even if you don't know what that change is going to be, even if you have no idea, even if you feel trapped, just knowing that you can get out of this. It's just about shifting your perspective and liberating yourself from the shackles that you yourself put on yourself. We have the Three of Cups reversed. So I'm sensing that there's going to be some difficulty with friendships today. Communication might not go as well. You might try to communicate from the heart and they might as well, but I feel like there's going to be some kind of tension because they're going to maybe misread it and then you'll misread what they're doing. And then I feel like a lot of kind of, I'm sensing like chaotic energy, but also I'm sensing that you can liberate yourself from this. Nice. So we have the Eight of Wands upright. So this is the way out, right? When you get that Eight of Swords energy, that energy is very much like you're just kind of trapped, right? Trapped by your own mind, trapped by just mental daggers that you can put on yourself and then keep, right? And then you can kind of not see the way out, and that kind of makes you feel trapped, but you always have the way out, right? And so with the Eight of Wands energy coming in, this was on the back of the deck, I'm seeing that you're going to be getting a lot of answers to the way out and how to get out of this and how to navigate and how to dance with this problem or challenge or situation or mental drama. The Eight of Wands energy is going to be insight. It's going to be intuition. It's going to be messages. And I would say that's going to be happening a lot today. So even as the chaos can unfold today, to, just you don't know what's going to happen, but you also don't feel super sure that you can do it. And just stay tuned to those moments where you kind of get a glimmer of hope, where you can see signs again, where you can feel sturdy and steadfast. And I feel like they're going to be truths, right? Like they're going to come in, and when you see them as thoughts or just really cool ideas or moments or connections that you all of a sudden make, you'll understand more about your current situation and what you need to do to navigate it and what you are learning from this current dilemma, right? Because in every conflict there is a lesson. Like that's the highlight. So let's pull some more cards. Three of Wands reversed, the Tower upright, Page of Wands reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, and then one more, Death. So I feel like right now what's happening is that since you are now moving on to this next phase of life, challenges are coming up, right? And they're in the form of tests. So right now it kind of becomes less about trusting your mind and more about trusting your intuition, your insight, the signs, the symbols, the conversation that the universe is having with you at all times, right? Because the universe can hear your thoughts, can see your vision, right? And it's helping you manifest what you want. So with that Three of Wands reverse energy, I feel like this vision has been in place for you for a while, and you kind of sense like maybe you can't do it or you some doubt, but that's just your mind, right? That's one of the Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords energy, of the feeling of trapped, right? Like maybe you don't know how to work with energy. Maybe you don't know how to stay grounded. You don't know how to adapt to change. But that's just that Eight of Swords energy that's going to be happening today. So if today at any point you feel like, wow, I can't do this, or how do I get out of this, or what have I gotten myself into? Why do I keep replaying this? Why did this happen? Just know that that's just that Eight of Swords. Like it's what it does, right? It's your mind playing tricks on you to make you feel trapped, right? And so since surprises are going to be coming up today, that Seven of Cups energy, just know that insight is going to come. I feel like it also requires just surrendering, right? That Death card is just about surrendering what you used to know, how you used to react to the world, how you used to problem solve. I feel like you used to use your mind a lot, but now it's like the death of that, right? Like now it's not about just your mind calling the shots. Now it's just recalibrating, changing it up, and being like, no, like you're actually, with that Tower, like you're actually going through a big change right now, right? Because the Eight of Wands is in the center of this circle of tarot cards that I pull, I feel like that's going to be the way to stay centered, to stay in your zone, because all the cards are reversed, or the Death is upright and the Tower is upright, Eight of Swords is upright, and everything else is reversed. The Ten of Cups reversed, I feel like it's your vision, right? It's that dream, that goal, the wishes that you're making that are going to come. They're on their way, right? But right now, it doesn't serve you to focus on achieving things using your mind, using your will, right? Like doing what the ego knows how to do, what you've been doing your whole life. What has worked up until this point is not going to work for this next stage of your life. So right now, I think what's happening is a preparation for yourself, to integrate that wisdom, right? That eternal wisdom that you have access to this energetic connection that you have to everything, right? So I feel like that's what's happening right now. So that's why today might feel a little bit challenging, but you've got this. Just wait for those glimmers of hope, that insight, and even if it doesn't come and you're waiting for it and you really want it, just trust that it'll happen. The moment that you surrender, I feel like that's when it's going to happen, right? And if you can do that throughout the day today, because Seven of Cups came up, I feel like it's going to be happening a lot, in different ways too. But it's like the same problem, but just like a different question, but it's the same formula, it's the same solution, right? Just wait and trust, surrender, and like mix and match for the specific moment in time throughout the day. So I feel like today's just going to be a really good big day for growth. The Two of Wands reversed on the back. So I'm just seeing that even though you might not see the light right now, like you might not see what what I'm talking about, you're like, I don't get it, I don't feel the hope, just know that you're going to get through it. Right? Even if you don't feel like you're going to get through it, a part of you knows that you will, right? Because you have up until this point, you've gotten through everything you've ever experienced. So of course you can get through this. It'll just feel kind of dramatic, right? The Tower and the Death card came up. Like those are big changes. Those are not subtle changes. Those are like, oh no, like the way I've built my life is now falling to the ground, but it's good. This is good. So I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. And I'm going to pull from the Undularium Oracle of Emanations deck. I'm kind of sensing almost like a headache, like some headache energy on the right side. So I'm sensing that you're going to be, I feel like getting a lot of messages from your body as well, right? So whenever you feel something, tune inward and locate where it is specifically and try to picture it, try to analyze it in that way of just welcoming it into your life with your awareness, right? And kind of ask it, like, what are you trying to tell me right now? Like, what are you showing me? Because that's a way to channel your higher self to you, right? We get shown these signs throughout our body, and the moment we pay attention to them and we make them a priority to bring them our full, to give them our full attention, that's how wisdom gets bestowed, right? That's a way that we can get signs. So I feel like your body's going to be communicative with you today. So if you're in a conversation with someone, even if you're not, in whatever situation you find yourself today, if you feel something within your body, turn inward immediately, right? As fast as you can, and ask what's going on, or just tune in to what's going on and try to picture the sensation. Just try to be more curious about your body. Right? That's how you're going to get answers, right? Your body, and like not necessarily your mind. Like kind of I'm not saying ignore your mind today, but like that's what's happening today. It's like the death of the mind almost, because that Eight of Swords energy is like your mind is keeping you trapped. Your mind is not your friend today, but that's okay because you have other friends, right? And this is part of your evolution, right? Not relying on your mind, because your mind can just backstab you. Like that's kind of what it does. Like, so the more we are centered and focused on our truth, on our authentic self, and channeling messages that are pure from spirit itself, right? And how we filter it out and how we experience life. And that's the way just back home to ourselves, no matter what situation we find ourselves. So I'm going to ask this deck, what does collective need to know today? What does collective need to know today? Remph, Angel of Time. This card to me is so mystical, right? Because to me it calls to action, bringing awareness to this specific moment to moment to moment to moment, right? Kind of slowing down time, elongating it by being present, by bringing your full awareness to this moment and then seeing what you see, right? And that is another way to get in tune with that Eight of Wands energy, for that insight, for that wisdom, for all of that sudden, you know, like, oh, I know. And all of a sudden, like, answers click and fall into place and patterns are revealed and progress is made, right? So time is interesting. I would say just focus as much as you can on the present moment throughout today and try to slow down your mind by bringing your awareness into your body, into where you are, into what you're looking at, into noticing what you notice. We'll look for Remph so we can see what Remph has got to say. Remph, Angel of Time, eternally vigilant and forever burning. Remph is the movement through space measured out with deft precision. Our footsteps upon the earth mark its passing, for we are all bound to time. One by one we tick and talk, and every life is counted even as those lives pass. We are all sand and seconds and moments, all fleeting. Fire burns until it doesn't, lives are lived until they aren't, dreams are dreamt until we wake. Remph stands by all of this, counting. What better unit of measure than the souls that pass through the tree of life into Angelarium? Remph walks between the pillars of past and present, turning every corner and every second. Remph's movements can be seen in our own, as a fulcrum between moments. Signs, a clock, a torch, a wave. So see what you're called to notice today, right? Because I feel like that's going to really help you tune into this sensation, this essence of time, right? And like what time even means, right? Because if you start to think about your life, like where you've been and who you've been, and the mystery of it all, right? Because now you know who you've been, but you didn't know that, like who you're going to be right now, right? Like just right now, we don't know who we're going to be tomorrow. We don't know who we're going to be in a year or 2 years. So time is always changing, and it's just, I feel like it's so magical and mysterious when we can go ahead and step into it, like really be aware of the birth and death of each moment, right? Because for each magical new moment, like the past moment had to die. So I think it's kind of about stepping into that eternal knowing of your being, right? And in that way, start to experience life, right? Not letting your mind tell you that you don't have enough time, that you don't have enough this, that you don't have, must acquire, must consume, must. Your mind can't call the shots anymore. Like today, that's going to be, I feel like, the death of that. I feel like that's what we're practicing right now, right? That's what we're called to practice, like this dance with time through ourselves, through our experience. So pull some more cards. Hazmed, Angel of Annihilation. This card is, to me, it's like similar to the Death card. Like it's just getting rid of anything that can no longer be here. And to me, that is just that mind energy, right? Like the mind calling the shots, like that is done. That's got to go. Like that's not helping you. That's not working for you. That cannot stay, right? And so we're being supported by Hazmed, this Angel of Annihilation, and by Remph, Angel of Time. We're being supported to get rid of all that doesn't aid us anymore, right? That's weighing us down. This could also be like memories from past times and worries about the future, right? And I feel like Hazmed is helping eliminate both of those things. Like we don't need that. Like that doesn't help us. That's not for our highest good. Worrying isn't good for us, right? So I think it's about this surrendering, this trust into what is meant to be removed for it to just be removed. So you can go ahead and fully step into this moment, fully be here, fully be present, because this moment is to be honored. It will be gone in the next moment, right? So if you go along your life honoring each moment, all of a sudden you have these vivid memories, right, that you're making because you've been present. And when you eventually look back on this memory, it'll be very vivid, very full, right? Then you can do like time work. Then you can like astral project and just cross dimensions to like who you've been in the past. And if you can locate a specific emotion or memory that you've been very vividly in, you can just easily go back into it, right? All the memories that you remember right now are emotionally vivid, right? They were vivid to you for some reason. And with practice, right, meditation and visualization and imagination and everything, you can just kind of like teleport, right? Like you can teleport through time, but you can only do that if you get rid of your mind calling the shots. Because if your mind is calling the shots, it's like ruining the whole show for you. Like you can't really dance with life anymore. It's kind of cutting you down because it's telling you you're not good enough and you're never going to be good enough. And just that Eight of Swords energy is, I just feel like very toxic, but it's us doing it to ourselves. Like it's us self-limiting. When we are limitless, like we don't have any limits, right? Like we don't, not really, like we're eternal, you know? Yes, we have challenges and conflicts, but we're always learning and we're eternal. And so I feel like that's what we're learning right now, how eternal we are. Sahakiel, Angel of Sky. So I feel like with this is just a sweet reminder of how connected you are to everything. Like even if you feel alone, you're on this earth with everybody else, with every other living being that we know, and maybe some that we don't, right? Like we don't even know all the beings that are here on earth right now, right? Like deep in the ocean, we don't know what's under there. Like we don't know so many things, right? And so that's like the magic mystery of life. It's like, even if you feel alone, know that you're not. Know that the sky is surrounding you. It's supporting you. There's clouds, or it's a clear day, or it's sunny, or it's rainy. Like you are never alone. Like nature is always with you, right? Like nature is always there with you, even if you feel like change isn't happening. If you look around you, the sky is changing in each moment. It's changing in each second, right? Like every single moment is a glimpse into newness and death. Like we can tap into this magic the more we are willing to surrender who we've been, right? We've got to let that death card just come up and do what it's got to do. Like who you've been needs to die for the new you to be born. And this includes your way of thinking. This includes your way of getting information and navigating and integrating and applying that to your life, moment to moment, day to day. Uriel, Angel of Flame. With this card, it's on the back of this deck. With this card, I'm saying like, give up that which you know you should, right? I feel like maybe for some time you've been doing things that you don't want to do because you feel like you have to, right? It's that mind energy. Like you feel like you've had to do these things to get to X, right? For whatever reason, you've had to do the thing. And Uriel is just saying, no, like, I just want to do what I really want, what actually lights the fire within me, which makes that, which is within me just bigger, brighter, more abundant, more like this zest, this lust for life, right? Uriel is just reminding us of that desire, of that love that we have towards life. And it's asking you to just go ahead and surrender all that is not in alignment with that so you can make room to love yourself more, to love this life more, to feed yourself in ways that feel good for you at this point in time and that will help you grow, right? And in that way, when you start to feed your desires, your passions, you start to grow that. You start to get more insight because that is in alignment with who you are. You're meant to come here to be who you are, right? So the more that you do that, the more wisdom and insight you get, the more that wands energy comes in and helps you, and insight comes in and help comes in, and changes happen, and you can evolve even faster, and you can learn the lessons and apply them. And so, yeah. A lot of wonderful changes happening right now. I'm going to go ahead and thank this deck. And now I'm going to pull from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle Cards deck. What does collective need to know today? What does collective need to know today? Get a new story. With this card, I feel like it's powerful and perfect for right now because that's what we're doing, right? Like we're getting rid of who we've been, of the same ideas, of the same goals, of the same way of interacting with the world. Like we're done replaying the past and dragging it into our present, right? Now is the time to just sit down with ourselves and tell ourselves our life in a different way, in a more empowered state, right? No longer being the victim or carrying past traumas and memories and turmoil and conflict and bringing it into forever and forever. Like we're not going to get to our goals and visions this way, right? We've got to unlock the part of ourselves that knows that we are powerful beings, right? And that we're in tune with everything and everyone will feel that we are. So I feel like right now, because we're about to start forming new relationships, new connections, we need to prepare our own personal story, right? In a way that's empowering for us to share it, to tell it, right? We don't want to go around sharing our lives with people in a way that's disempowering. Like, oh, woe me, I've gone through this happened to me, people treated me like this. Like, great, like you're just spreading bad vibes, right? And I'm not saying don't heal that. Like, yes, heal it, but don't share. Like, words have power, thoughts have power. The moment that we write a new story, we start to see how amazing we are and how we've overcome these challenges. Like we've overcome that which has hurt us, right? And we have the power to create a new story, something that is more fitting of where we're going, right? Of all that we've acknowledged that we've been. So I'm going to go ahead and read what Get a New Story. Holding on to the belief that you're made only of old experiences disconnects you from divine guidance and higher vibrations. Rather than letting your past define you, view it as a story you've outgrown or become tired of, and invent a new story for yourself. Create a new you, one who experiences synchronicities, magical moments, divine assistance, and happy endings. Don't define yourself by others' impressions and judgments. Define yourself as spirit, and invent a story that includes boundless help from your guides. Recognize how attached you are to your old, tired story of pain, suffering, frustration, and victimhood. See how often you recreate this miserable version of yourself when connecting with others. Do yourself and those around you a favor and retire the old story. It has bad vibes and cuts you off from higher guidance and positive vibrations. So just get a new story, get a cool new story, something that actually is in line with who you are right now, right? And like who you want to attract and what you're doing and where you're going and how vibrantly you're learning to love life, and just you know what your story is, right? You know what your story is going to be. So just tune into yourself. I also pulled feed your spirit. So feed your spirit, that can mean good food, sleep, time alone, meditation, yoga, freshly made bed, laundry, just pleasures of life that bring you joy. Good coffee, good tea, beautiful sunlight, sound, vibrate, like just, what you like. And so give yourself that, right? That goes back to that Uriel flame energy. Just feed that fire within you by giving yourself what makes you happy, right? And in that way, you'll get more answers, because the more you attend to yourself and your self-care and your self-love, the more you get, right? Listen to your heart also came out. That to me, I just feel like it's tied into that Eight of Wands energy. Like, you're going to be getting signs, right? And your heart's going to be showing you the way throughout today as you go ahead and birth this new life and lay to rest this old version of yourself, this way of navigating through life. Like, I feel like now we're no longer navigating with our mind. Like, now we are entering the stage of life where we're navigating from our heart, right? From our body, from what is being shown to us, what we're seeing, right? So listen to your heart today. Give yourself what you need. Tune into what stories you've been sharing with people and what you're tired of, right? Make a new story for your life. You're the hero of your life, so act like it. We have seek solitude. So that just goes back to tuning into yourself, right? Meditate, be alone, do some yoga, do some stretches. Do whatever feels right for you today in order to get more answers about your path and where you're going, right? We can't quite do that if we're always surrounded by people. Like, even if you're engaging a lot with people today, carve out an hour of solitude, right? So things can just click into place. All that information that we're always taking in, you can finally see what has clicked and moved around, and all of a sudden answers are coming up. So take some time for yourself, get some inner wisdom. And that's going to be it for today's reading. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, so now we're going to go ahead and move into the distance Reiki portion of the episode. I suggest laying or sitting in a comfortable position, but that is not necessary. Just be open to receiving Reiki healing energy. I suggest setting your own intention for the Reiki, or just allowing my intention to take place, which is always for your highest good. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths with you. Let's go ahead and inhale, hold, and exhale. Again, inhale, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. I will now begin sending Reiki. When you are ready, start to come back into your body and open your eyes. Welcome back. Thank you so much for showing up today. And I suggest drinking water since a lot of energy is moved during Reiki sessions. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you, and